making major moves. We going all in, like we got nothing to lose. We making moves. We making major moves. We making moves. We making major.
What's up, everybody? I am Mr. Mand, and I'm grateful to have you guys back this evening. I've got a good one for you today. Today we're going to be going over a couple banks, technology banks that you might be aware of, and the carnivorous behavior that's taken on right now, or going on right now in the banking sector. By carnivorous, I mean banks, bigger banks, just eating smaller banks. I was looking at the regulators in terms of this, watching a video on bank mergers, or the Bank Merger Symposium, and they're talking about what they don't want. They don't want bigger banks to eat smaller banks. It takes away from the fair market aspect. However, while they say this, I recognized after the fact that they are like years behind, right? So for them to do this now, that means it doesn't exist. They can't stop this yet. There's no regulations. They're just looking into this now. So before regulations hit, for them to stop these giant mergers, these bigger banks have time to be carnivores and just devour these little banks. So that being said, let's check out a merger that had happened. Where is it? Let's just give me 1 second here, guys. Where's the merging companies? There we go. Here's a merger here. So, where was it? Forgive me here. I'm just trying to look through this this mask here. So we got Blackstone and Cvent Holdings. Where is it though? Here we go. UBS Group AG and Credit Suisse. That was for $3.5 billion. That was a merger that just happened now. Credit Suisse, done. But they offered on and off ramps though. So speaking of on and off ramps, let's just do this as well, okay? I'll take you guys down this trip into my head here and how I put this all together. So for that,
but I think
you're going to listen to what David Schwartz has to say. I think by now everybody knows who David Schwartz is. If not, he's the CTO of Ripple. And it's not the fact of who he is, what I want you to recognize, just what he has to say. I had this all set and then it moved. So listen to what he has to say, okay?
Kind of have to make a decision as a business. Like, are we going to embrace this new technology? Or are we going to sit back and wait? And we could wait until somebody else proves that like there's billions and billions of dollars to be made here. But then you're going to be playing an almost impossible catch up. Or you could embrace it very, very early, but then you take the risk that, like 3D movies, like, there may be no there. And so there's this interesting judgment of, and in some cases, like you could say, well, I'll take the middle road. We'll make sort of a light commitment, but that's almost the worst of all possible worlds, because then you don't really deliver. The people who believe you and who try to work with the technologies that you're building get crappy experiences because you're not fully committed to building like best in class stuff. And so you kind of have to decide. And then you get into another thing that I find very, very interesting, which is like a resource optimization problem. Mm-hmm. Ripple's a pretty big company, but we can't do everything really well. If everything's a priority, nothing's a priority. So then that becomes like, what are the things that we want to sort of invest in? And there's a lot more of that on the bottom up strategy side because it's a lot broader. Whereas top down, there's only a limited set of customers you can target. There's only a limited set of things that they have the appetite to do. So it's a little bit more constrained in the areas that I find interesting. So bottom up is more exciting for me, but don't interpret that as me meaning that it's more likely to be successful. I think you do need both. I think if you look at any technology that became successful, like you look at the automobile. Well, gas stations were kind of a top down, and refineries and roads, but also like people had to like cars and there had to be cars that people wanted to drive and that solve real problems for people. The internet, it took government and military to sort of build it. But then it took the bottom-up adoption to create like internet service providers in every city was because of bottom-up demand. So I think you need both pieces, and I think it makes sense to sort of work on both. And I think there's synergies when the same company does both. Like, for example, a DeFi lending product is kind of a bottom-up technology. Like that's going to come from a bottom-up after like DeFi. The DeFi is being built like for it being adopted by these early adopters. But imagine taking a DeFi loan product and then offering it through an enterprise payment system, because you got to get the money out from the loans. You got to make the payments in. People who are not totally blockchain savvy are going to need conventional connections into the DeFi ecosystem, at least if you believe that blockchain is going to take over the world, then ultimately it doesn't matter. But even if so, right now, like, you need on-ramps and off-ramps. And
right? You need on-ramps and you need off-ramps. So that brings us down to the next. Where in the hell is this mouse? There it is. Okay. Oh, it's not even on. Okay, let's use this. Okay, so we need on-ramps and we need off-ramps. So that being said, this is from the Bitcoinist here. I'm just take you guys down into my head here, okay? These banks manage the dollar reserve backing this stablecoin, all right? So just follow me, okay? Follow where I'm going with this. Stablecoins have maintained a strong growth momentum against the occasionally frustrating crypto market. Recently, the TUSD, which is on Tron, pool on the decentralized trading platform SunSwap, has yielded up to 12%, and the vault of TUSD achieved an APY as high as 11.2% on the decentral yield optimizer beefy Binance. Okay, that's not what we want. Here we go. Apart from that yield, security is also a majority consideration for those who seek to entrust their assets to a stablecoin service provider. In this case of TUSD, maybe it's not Tron. Maybe, I don't know what it is. Either way, excuse me. Asset security is ensuring two safeguards, one being its transparent reserves. US or true USD, which is TUSD, is attested live by Armanino, one of the largest US-based accounting firms, to ensure the one-to-one ratio of its USD reserve to its circulating token supply, and thus 100% collateral rate at that point, okay? So that's essentially how this stablecoin works. So we're going to go down here and learn a bit about that now. At present, True USD collaborates with 5 trusted partner banks. Signature Bank, I'm sure you've all been following along now. Signature Bank is one of those banks that have been collapsing or collapsed or somewhere within that. You have Silvergate. Silvergate is on the list as well. Prime Trust. This bank here is not on a list yet. You have First Digital Trust and BitGo. So the reason these are all important names right now and important banks is because these are your on-ramps and your off-ramps for this stable coin here. As David Schwartz was talking about, for DeFi to work, you need a stable coin and you need on-ramps and on-ramps and off-ramps, and stable coins are your on-ramps and your off-ramps. Like USDC, you have USDT, which typically, I guess only, operates in the crypto world, but USDC can go back and forth. It's a hybrid, if you will. All right. So now that we've heard about these banks here, where is it? We've heard about these banks here. Let's go down Prime Trust. So here's Prime Trust, financial infrastructure for crypto. Prime Trust powers innovation in the digital economy by providing fintech and digital asset innovators and financial infrastructures. So build your fintech platform. Explore API ecosystem. The website looks, it's simple. It looks more modern. It looks, like a child place. It's all bulky and cartoony and, bright, vibrant colors. Try to make it more, I guess, into the future, if you will. If that's what you call it. I don't know. Anyways. So please use the form below to contact our sales team. Here, give you more information about it. We'll just go down the list now. So here we go. Here they go. Crypto trading made easy. Prime Trust liquidity. This is where it becomes interesting. Liquidity enables crypto to fiat trading pairs effortlessly and compliantly with Prime Trust Liquidity's API-based solution. Okay. Prime Trust Liquidity API providers supports crypto to USD trading pairs, including, here we go. Okay. I'm going to show you all where it gets real interesting, okay? So here's Stably. What is Stably Prime? Notice the name, okay? Prime Trust, Stably Prime. Notice the colors as well. Stably Prime is a borderless account wallet. Notice that Stably, the USD coin, the stable coin, is built on the XRPL. Stably is the coin, if you will, of Prime Trust. Do I have that document pulled up? I'll show you really quickly. Where was it? Here? No. Maybe I lost it. Right here. Right here. So here's Stably Prime. Where the hell is it again? Right here. This one here. On stably.io. Contact Stably. Stably provides technology and services to ST and Prime Trust LLC. Right there. That's Prime Trust. Okay, follow me. See Prime Trust up here? So Stably is the stable coin of this company here, Prime Trust, along with these other coins, or these other banks here. So Prime Trust is with Stably, and that's amongst this one here. And these other banks here make up True USD or USTUSD. That's the name there. Okay, so that is how it's borderless. It's on the XRPL. It's borderless. That provides 24/7 access to cutting-edge financial services and offers the best aspects of traditional finance and blockchain ecosystem to provide a superior product and user experience. All right, we did this already. This is Stably again. This is going through the website itself, so you can see what Stably is about. This is my actual first time going through the website. I've heard about Stably last summer, which would be 2022, yeah, 22, 23, so summer of 2022. I heard about it, didn't look into it too much. Stablecoins wasn't where my mind was at. I was busy trying to learn about XRP, XLM, XDC, the 3Xs, and Algorand, Cello, and just the coins in general. But now I'm taking a step back and trying to learn about these stablecoins, how they operate, who they work with, how they work, what their reserves are, and the variations in terms of stablecoins based off of the groupings, which came out as high-level recommendation from the BIS, which would be Group 1A, Group 1B, which is where you find Group 1A, which is your tokenized assets, and Group 1B, which would be your stable coins, or coins with a stabilization mechanism itself. So those would be regulated crypto itself. Anything in Group 2 is the extras, unbacked crypto, which you would find, say, an algorithmic stablecoin. So a stablecoin can be in Group 2. It's just unbacked. It's an algorithmic one, kind of like how Terra was. Okay. So send and receive USDS anywhere across the globe. These guys here, is it Stably? I believe Stably, or one of the companies or the bank with Stably, they make actual stable coins also, and they mint them on the XRPL. So what's that company? VeChain actually has a stable coin with a pairing as well. I just learned about that. I can't find where the webpage is anymore. I had it this morning yesterday on my phone when I was researching this, and I told myself I remember, and when I went back to go and look it up, couldn't find it at all. I think that's off now. Yeah, couldn't find it at all. Oh, okay, wrong thing. So as we continue on, now we learned about Prime Trust. Crypto custodian Prime Trust to cease operation in Texas end of January. That just passed. Where is the date? Right here. Okay, so Prime Trust is not operating in Texas anymore. What happened? Prime Trust, a digital asset custodian, will stop doing business in the U.S. state of Texas effective January 31st, according to a notice posted on its website. The company provides custody and other services to key players in the crypto industry, such as Swan, Abra, you know Abra, and OKCoin, according to its website. Prime Trust just notified ineffective customers on December 30th that it withdrew its Texas Money Transmitter, or MTL, license application, according to Michelle Marin, Senior Vice President of Communications at Prime Trust. Okay, the company informed customers not based in Texas on January 23rd, in an effort to be transparent. So they put the word in December 30th and then told customers about 20-something days later. Okay. Here we go. Public records show Prime Trust was fined just under $30,000 by banking commissioners of Texas last year for conducting money transmitter activities in the state without a license. What the hell are you thinking? Like, really? So for all you guys were asking, why would they leave and withdraw Texas? That's why. They were fined $30,000. They didn't renew their license to be a money transmitting entity, bank, if you will. Only in Texas that I'm aware of right now. So that's just a short thing there, short read. And now here we are on True USD, okay? Money built for a new global financial system. So you'll see the connections now, how Stably and True USD are connected because these banks are connected together, all right? These guys were, Signature Bank was swallowed up by another company. Silvergate Bank was swallowed up by another company. These guys are leaving certain states. So you have these on and off ramps, these ones here, through Stably and through TrueUSD, shutting down and being taken over from these larger banks. These larger banks are going to be cornering the market and controlling the on and off ramps. So I think Crypto Hulk said it the best. Essentially, you had all these other small mom and pop shops, and soon you're going to have to go into your Walmart or your Costco's, and then you can choose what you want to use, because these entities are going to become these bigger entities. So they'll still operate as, I don't know, say potentially say First Digital or Prime Trust or whatever the company is, but with the backing from a bigger company like JP Morgan. Okay, and I say JP Morgan for a reason, because again, that guy is my gauge on what the economy is doing. Jamie Dimon leading efforts for new First Republic rescue plan. He knows damn well that this company, First Republic, cannot pay them back, but I'm sure the financials look fantastic, and I'm sure that this on and off ramp in terms of a stablecoin works fantastic for them. Okay? I don't have any information yet on how this is going to shape up and close up yet. This came out 2 hours ago. So again, my strategy is follow Jamie Dimon, follow JP Morgan, because these guys are the breadwinners, if you will, in terms of banks. They are the top tier in terms of global systemic important banks. I was skiing today actually with my partner, and I was asking her, I guess, when I get in my thoughts, whenever I do physical work and I smoke to just veg out, and when I do physical work I smoke. So while I was out there skiing, we do cross country skiing, I had this thought that came to mind. It was like, Jamie Dimon is JP Morgan Chase is one of the biggest banks in the world, one of the most important banks, globally, systemically important bank in the world. And then you have a company like BlackRock, who has trillions of dollars under management, and last year alone managed to save their clients $8 trillion due to their software known as Aladdin. So my question is, who are their clients? You know, it's not just you and me of the world. It's not just a couple banks of the world. Who is BlackRock's client? You know, is it like some king out in Saudi? Is it some Dutch or some duke, or who? Do they have assets under management for princes? Do they have assets under management for another bank? So for instance, JP Morgan. So then he's saving them money as well. Is this where he gets his ideas and like innovative ideas to move to Florida to save taxes? How and who? I want to know how they work. I want to know what makes them move. I want to know where they strategize, or why they strategize, and how they come to their conclusions on things here. Because this guy and this company is my gauge here. So last year, as real estate, the value of real estate was going up and up and up, and the rates were going down and down and down and down to negative rates at that point. JP Morgan was copying them, the JEPY ticker. Look it up. I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm not a financial advisor. Again, a grown-ass man in a Spider-Man mask scratching the back of his ear right now, but that's neither here nor there. But what they're doing now, as the price begins to fall, so when they were stable, when that JEPY ticker was stable, their dividends were a bit lower. But then as they began to show signs of weakness, I noticed their dividends jumped up. I had bought lower-ish, around the $52 mark, and then it shot up again. The dividends remained the same, but the price began to shoot up and trend up. Now it's going down again because that was the dead cat's bounce. I didn't recognize it at first. So as we enter the dead cat's bounce now here, I noticed I'm below where I had purchased. I didn't sell off anything. I was busy watching crypto and didn't watch that part of my portfolio. So it's taking a beating right now. So with that being said, their dividends are going up. It went from 11.8 now to 12.8 as they drop below my entry at what I bought at 52. So I'm seeing now their trend is as they go down, they're increasing their dividends. And I believe that's the trap, if you will. You know, it looks like they're a lot cheaper to buy and their dividends are going up. You know, I'm not putting any more in. I'll gladly take their dividend buyout as they begin to sink and go down like that. I don't think they're going to go under by any means. They're too important to go under. If they ever went under, I think there would be a huge collapse. Like we're going to experience something like never before right now. But if we had like a BlackRock go under, or if we had a JP Morgan go under, there's going to be a ripple effect for sure. And it's going to go down from the smallest banks first to the ones that not everybody knows, up to and trickle this way up to the big banks because of all these bailouts from other banks. And then bail-ins, but because of all these bailouts and the banks are going to become, they're going to acquire them and merge together, and they're going to corner the market at that point. Yeah. We're going to be going through some interesting times ahead, people, and be prepared for this. Be prepared. Here's what else I want to take you guys down. I want to take you down in my mind also in terms of, since we're talking about stable coins here. So the stable in stable coins, this is from the Fed. I'll show you guys that. That's from the Fed, okay? This came out December 16th, 2022. Stable coins have garnered much attention as a key part of the emerging decentralized finance, or DeFi, as David Schwartz was talking about their ecosystem, and as a potential way to pay for goods and services. Again, different types of stablecoin. There's stablecoins that have reserves in banks, and then there's stablecoins that have reserves that are central banks. Okay, stablecoins facilitate trades on crypto exchanges, serves as the underlying asset for many crypto loans, and allow market participants to avoid insufficiencies stemming from converting back to fiat currency for crypto trade, which is the on and off ramps. I believe in the Lobster you can do that. A quick swap from XLM to USDC and USDC back to XLM directly in the Lobster wallet itself. So that's nice. They essentially serve as both means of payments and store of value for these transactions. And they are a store of value because you have, depending on what type of stablecoin you have, Group 1A, it's a tokenized asset at that point. So that coin or stable coin derives, I want to say, its value by what has been put on that tokenized, what has been tokenized on that ledger, whatever the ledger may be, okay? As the name suggests, stablecoins attempt to provide a stable value, exactly, relative to other crypto assets by pegging their value to a real-world asset known as the reference asset, such as the US dollar. You can also do that through not just the US dollar. You can tokenize anything and create value within that ledger itself. So this is done through a stablecoin stabilization mechanism, as I was just talking about. The process by which a stablecoin maintains its peg against a real-world asset. Existing stablecoins today utilize a variety of stabilization mechanisms. So here they go to show you charts. I'm not going to read this whole thing. This is quite substantial here. I had a quick chance to brief over this at work today. And this will be a longer than normal video, but I'm sure you guys will find value in this, okay? So here we are. We're going to the Bank of Canada now here. Stablecoin assessment. This came out, what is this? April 8th, 2021. And this is what I find very interesting. I'm going to type in global stablecoin here. Global stablecoin, there we go. So what it says, the process of scoping scenarios also helps identify risk scenarios where precautions need to be met in order to conduct a loss analysis so that we can track precautions, risk indicators over time. For example, Concerns about the emergence of a global stablecoin or GSC and its impact on monetary sovereignty, the asset at risk, are unlikely to be realized until, so take note of these things here, guys. These will bring in and roll in the global stablecoin. I believe, and this is just my belief, I haven't seen any documents yet that state this yet, but in terms of the operation, how these coins form and functions are, XRP, XLM, XDC meet these criteria here, okay? In terms of what a global stablecoin could be. I could go over that for you guys again within the FSB in terms of the high-level recommendations here, but that's my belief based off of what I've learned and the research I've, gone through. So, a global stablecoin will only come out under certain conditions. These are those conditions. A certain level of substitution of the domestic currency for the stablecoin is exceeded. Okay? So if the dollar, or whatever that mechanism is, the currency in that particular location, if the stablecoin exceeds this particular dollar, then this will go and the stablecoin will become the dominant thing at that point. The stablecoin pays a return that is tied to rates paid on reserve assets. So if you, for holding that stable coin, for instance, now, and you put your money into a liquidity pool and you get money back out of that, from that liquidity pool, at that point, you're getting a return on that stable coin paid out on the reserve asset itself, okay? And then finally, a proportion of reserve assets in domestic currency is relatively low. That's what's going on right now. They are attempting to phase out the actual fiat currency or the reserve currency at that point. Proportion of reserve assets in domestic currency. So for the US, their reserve asset is their fiat dollar, which they're devaluing right now. The proportion of reserve asset in domestic currency is relatively low. The reserve asset's low. They're building reasons for this to exist, okay? These three indicators: substitution away from domestic currency, interest paid to stablecoin users, and use non-reference asset reserves, can be monitored through the step 1 process over time. Once the conditions are met, analysis can then be carried out. Analysis then can carry out the risk analysis. Okay, that makes sense now. So, here we go. This is a document by the IMF. Right here on their website here, the IMF. Here, do I have it? I believe so. I believe. Here it is, okay. So here it is. Here's the document, all right? There it is right there. See that same guy pointing up at the charts? There he is. This is the same thing, okay? I just downloaded it. So, stablecoins are far from revolutionary ideals of crypto creators and are not without risk. This is from Parma Bains and Ranjit Singh. Let's see who they are. Parma Bains is a financial sector expert, and Ranjit Singh, an assistant to the director in the IMF's Monetary and Capital Markets Department. So since we're here right now, this is what I want to show you guys. One of the proposals floated by many authorities is to apply bank-like regulations to stablecoins, particularly if they become more widely used for payments. Should this happen, stablecoins will themselves become the banks that crypto assets are meant to replace. Okay, let me read that again. One of the proposals floated by many authorities to apply bank-like regulations to stablecoins, particularly if they become more widely used for payments. Should this happen, stablecoins will themselves become the bank that crypto assets were meant to replace. Okay? Any innovation that provides people with more choice, reduces the power of institutions that are too big to fail, and increases access to financial services should be explored. With the right regulations in place, stablecoins could grow to play a valuable role in delivering these benefits, but they won't be able to do so alone, and they are far from the revolutionary vision of crypto creators. And I can see how you wouldn't need a bank at that point. Keep it in your wallet and it can facilitate your on and off ramp. That stablecoin will be your bank. You can build your For instance, like the XRPL, you can build, anything you need on top of that. You have companies that facilitate bank loans. You have bank loans, facilitate loans. You have individuals that can facilitate loans. You have that wrapped within a smart contract, and the loan would execute, or the stablecoin would execute whatever that smart contract would have written or issued on it itself. So you technically wouldn't need a bank, as this is saying here, how stablecoins are viewed or should be viewed by many authorities. Okay, so that exists already. I want to share this with you guys, and I hope you found value in today's video. Thank you for spending time with me again, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. Please share my videos. I want to get the word out there. I'd love to retire from work early. Not necessarily retire from work, but I mean, I can survive on a minimal a budget. So if I could begin to get paid from doing YouTube videos, I'd have more time to research. I'd have more time to bring you guys some information that you enjoy, and we would have more time together, as opposed to every other day or every third day I make a video. We'd have more time together, and I'd love to bring out the information that I find here to show you guys, because it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of effort to try and not just put the pieces together, but read all these articles, watch all these videos, and then put the pieces together. And I just want to get out what I've learned. Everybody deserves to know these things. You guys deserve to know these things, because I'm grateful I found these things, and I'm just a regular spider by the people for the people here. I'm not running for presidency, but I mean, I just want to help you guys out. I do what I would love to have done to me. Karma's a hell of a thing, and I believe in it strongly. So until next time, you guys, I'll catch you on the next one. All right, love y'all.
Making major moves. We going all in. Like we got nothing to lose. We making moves. We making major moves. We making moves.